Well, good morrow, everyone. I'm not sure if this is going to be helpful to people, but I've been trying to get into some successful trading, and so that research led me to the Rockwell group, and they have their Power X optimizer, where you can pick stocks or options, and then also a wheel strategy that lately seems to be more successful. Right now we are June 10th, 2021, and so please pardon my novice video editing skills here. I just have my webcam and my screen, and I'm using Wondershare Filmora as the recorder here, but kind of a noob in all this. But if you guys like the content, let me know, and I'll work on improving it. Please hit like. So looking at their scanner here, you have an aggressive side, which I'm just paper trading now, so I've been kind of sticking to this. And basically, in a nutshell, what you want to do is you want to look at each stock. First of all, do you recognize the name, or if not, sounds like something you might be interested in owning, at least temporarily. Google it a little. The next step I would do, like American Airlines, heard of it, and they're saying the strike they recommend is 22.50. So the first question is, do you want to own this stock at 22.50? Well, I mean, it certainly has been lower recently, but when I scrolled way back, I mean, back in good times before COVID, they were, 50 plus, easily close to 30. So I would think that's a go. I don't think I've bought this one yet. Let me show you. I've been just paper trading, but kind of going crazy. They recommend just 5 options at a time, so you can kind of keep track of everything, and that's fine. I'm probably going to do that when I go live. But American Airlines, let's see. I don't think I bought that yet. Get myself out of the way. All right. So yeah, I didn't buy this. So let's go through that. I'm going to go through the stuff for buying it on Thinkorswim. They actually recommend Tastyworks, or now a new one called Tradier, Tradier, I think, and have a good deal on their fees for buying options and stuff. But looking at American Airlines, so here it is. And then you would go, what was the recommendation? Was a strike of 22.5, premium of 19 for the June 18th. So jump over there, a little. New windows open, sorry. If you click on the bid column, it'll automatically come up as a sell. I altered this setting because it was defaulting to 10, and I'm just kind of learning, playing around. So I want 1,000 shares. So 100 is good enough for me for now. So what you do is go up here, setup, and then application settings, I believe it was, orders. Yeah, see, it's got 100 here, so just change that to, well, that's for stocks. So the options, I would keep the stocks at 100, because when you're dealing with options, you got to have at least 100 shares. But this was 100, I said it was 1, so I'm just buying one option at a time. Anyway, 22.50, I believe it was. If you click on the bid column, it comes up already as a sell. If you click on the ask column, it's going to assume you're trying to buy it, because you get it instantly, probably for the ask price. But anyway, I've been doing the sell, and they're saying 22 put is at 10 cents. So what the calculators say that you should get 19 cents. So I'm getting kind of hosed on this right now. But in this case, I'm just dabbling. So what I would do is just go ahead and put it 22. I think it's 22. Sorry. All right. So we got 1. Check that. Yeah, 22. That's why. So it's 18. I've been just popping it up to the ask, and then if I get it, great. I got a killer deal. If not, so be it. I already have like 20 of these. I recommend 5, but so I put that in, and then you can jump over here and monitor. Let's see. So I'm in my working orders here, and there's an AAL. So I have a bunch of them where I'm just probably asking too much to sell the put, but I did have a few go through, which is cool. Got some good deals. So these are ones that I have now: UAL, Toll Brothers, Ring Central, World Meridian. This one I actually played with rolling today, so I just got that order to go through where it was actually in the money to put. So that means that close to expiration, you're likely to be forced to buy the shares. And I wouldn't necessarily mind that, but I wanted to see if the roll would help. And if you just I rolled it out to next week, it was 11, and actually got a little bit of credit for it. It was 36, but it was just a little bit, and I went from, this is the new one, I went from 79.5 put to 77 put in a week out. So I was able to get some more premium there. So something went through, oh, there's my AL. See, I got it for 20, so that's cool. So then what you do is pop it in here, and look at all these, I'm way past the guidance. I'm already, this is my 21st wheel stock. Oh look, they don't even let you do that, that's funny. So I don't think I ever did get Groupon, so I'll take that one out. Put AAL here, and unfortunately I have to do this manual, but they're always updating the software, so I have a feeling that they're going to get their act together and get this, it's 2346, is it? That's the one I'm not sure about, is it really that price? Let's go over to charts, and it is currently 23, well, you can see it on 2343, and AL, we should say here, yeah, 2343. All right, still getting used to this one as well. 2343, we'll say. I don't know the exact moment I bought it, what it was, but that's fine, it's close. And then the strike is from 2.5, and that was June 18th, that was correct. And then the premium I got was 20. And see, they're saying on an annualized basis, I'll make 41% by doing that. So I think we have 8 days left on this. I'll make $20 in 8 days. And if you, and I'm risking what? Let's see. I guess that's the other. The Power X analyzer talks about risk, but the risk here would be that you are forced to buy AAL at 2250, and so that's always part of the analysis, like we talked about that earlier. So 2250, you'd be right here, and that's not relatively that bad. If you scroll out, let's keep it in here. 2250. You know, it's not that bad, and all this was pandemic related. I don't know how it shot up here, I don't remember the story, but kind of struggling airline situation. And I got a few airlines today came up on the calculator. So anyway, you would have about 5 of these in real life, that's what they recommend at least. And you know, a lot of them are expiring, you know, tomorrow, kind of today. And let's see how much premium I've got so far. I have a couple other stocks, and this is a little confusing. These. Let's go through it real quick here. So this one I get for $20 in 8 days. Abercrombie, also 8 days, I get $45. I don't know, they're saying I made $2.50 today already. I guess that's because the price of the put went. Probably, so this one, I think I just had before Rockwell. I do it was the same. Actually, that was another strategy I was doing where you do like a linear regression channel over a 2-week period, and you can see a lot of stocks will, or indexes too, will kind of go up and down within the channel. And when it's below the lower line, chances are it's going to come back up. And that kind of looks good for me on Baidu, so I decided to buy some calls. And see, they expire in about 2 weeks, so I'm actually down a bit on that. But keep an eye on this. It's actually looking like it's Dropbox. That was pretty Rockwell. VR Fortin. Just sold that put today to sell. I'm getting. Oh no, that one must be pending because see, it doesn't have any numbers here. So have a look here. Yeah, that one hasn't gone through yet. Report. So this one actually went kind of crazy. It was one of the first days that I sold 5 calls. I'm sorry, 5 puts for 39 each, and those will expire tomorrow. So that's a good deal. This one came out today. I don't even know what this company does. It's kind of funny. You don't really have to know what the company does. I usually look. This one I didn't even bother because the chart looked pretty good to me. Let's say you sold put at $15, but it looked relatively low risk. And it doesn't really matter the actual premium you get. What matters is this premium analyzed that they calculate here. So the gold being over 30. You see those are, I guess, just barely over 30, so they're kind of a lighter color, and then these that are kind of gold are even better deals. So the wheel, like in a nutshell, I'm sure you guys have learned about it if you got to my channel, but you're basically step one, would you want to own this company at the strike price? Like, would you be okay with it? I struggle with that. Like, I have some stocks that I love that I wouldn't want to sell unless they really went crazy. Like, for example, like NEO is one. Cost basis there is like 40, 42. And, you know, I'm one of these believers that think NEO would be over 100 within the next year or two. So I probably wouldn't do the wheel on NEO because I wouldn't want to part with it at, you know, whatever, 45, 50 bucks to get some premium. You know, you're getting $24 and, you know, you're listing 100 shares, so $4,000 of your stock. So if I really love the company, I just probably just going to hold it and not do the wheel. But these I'm kind of lukewarm on. So you see some other names here. I do Foot Locker. This is FTX is a mining company, and I think they're big players in copper, which is been on the rise lately, I guess, related to the EVs. Access Steel, I guess part of the recovery play. This is Zillow, so pretty common name, and I've used it a few times. I like it. I've seen they have a decent business. I know I have some competitors, but it is a good one to watch. MU was what was MU? Blanking on it, but it's something tech. That's the one I just rolled. Riot is basically a crypto play, as is Mara, I think. L Brands is they own Victoria's Secret and some others. LVS is Las Vegas Sands, so like a big Vegas hotel, casino, and sometimes Wynn will pop up on here too, which is another one I like. I actually had some stuff on that before I got involved in the Rockwell stuff. Ring Central, don't know what these guys do. Don't know what these guys do. RCL is Royal Caribbean. CCL is Carnival Cruise. They were on here too, but I don't think it looks good enough to buy. iRobot is your little vacuum cleaners. Chart looks good. I can see those being popular if they work really well. We got one that was kind of off-brand. It's kind of wonder if I should have just bought the iRobot one and that kind of thing. And this is Abercrombie & Fitch, I think. So, yeah. So, kind of a recovered play. They chart looks good. They seem like a strong company. EHI, I think that's yeah, chart looks good. Toll Brothers is a builder that I've heard of and I've heard good things about. They kind of do upper echelon home building, AAL, and Executive Airlines, of course. They cover plays. So I will keep you guys updated, maybe even daily with a quick video to let you know where I'm at. I did a couple, I think so, Power X plays. So this side of their software is more you have to keep track of these elsewhere. But my son loves buying Nano, so I decided to at least put an order in for that. I don't think it executed, but that was just kind of not really a recommended stock. You know, anything under $5, they stay away from. Well, it did get over. It sort of has maintained, but it's considered a pretty volatile stock. The main thing on this side of the software is how does this profit loss curve look? This one is terrible up until this year. Something changed, and they finally shot over $5. I guess in probably January. Yeah, and but then you want to see these profit loss curves continue up, and you got your number one just means the conservative model, and number two is the quick trades, which they recommend for noobs like me. So that's that in a nutshell, and a lot of these have an options option. And so, yeah, so here, you know, they're saying you can afford one contract for, I guess it'd be $276. But the risk is $100 because they would tell you to bail if it got as low as 170. Options are trickier though because you don't know exactly the moment they're going to trigger. You just have to watch the stock price, and that makes them a little more complicated, and I think they need a little more monitoring. But bottom line is this program, once you're good at it, they say, and it seems realistic to me, is you can look at it for, I don't know, 15 minutes in the evening before the market opens, and then market open, you probably want to have at least half an hour, I would guess an hour for some of those newer, like a little before the market opens, maybe a half hour into the open, and get everything set up. But yeah, maybe approximately an hour and a half of effort a day. I'm sure that gets less as you get used to it. Right now I'm spending a lot of time on it, but mostly because I'm trying to learn, and they have a nice discussion group up here with a lot of other members, and some of them are very successful, and they'll tell you that, and have been there for a while, and so you can learn a lot just reading through that. Of course, it's Markus Heitkoetter of Rockwell Trading is on YouTube and has like multiple videos a day. It just goes on and on and on. What gets confusing with it is some of the stuff that you said months ago may not apply now, because they do kind of modify their recommendations based on what the overall market is doing and what success they've seen, and they're constantly updating the software, so all these things change their recommendations. But anyway, let's see on the scanner. So I have this watch list. So I think I bought some of this because it looks good at the time. A little risky. This one's a little risky. I don't think I bought these. I think I have an ordering for this one. Let's check. TGTX was on the scanner at one point. It's just my own thing. It's another one that I'm watching the linear regression channel on, and it's stuff I like. I'm a sucker for the EV stocks. I gotta admit it. But one pro tip that I would focus in on is Markus's videos on his ride trade. He did the wheel, sold puts on ride. I think he was assigned at like 21.50. Stock plummeted down at like $9, $10. I think even now. But he shows you how you can actually still start turning something like that into a profitable trade. That's the only downside I can find to the wheel strategy is you're stuck with a stock that then drops, and he has had that happen, as I recall, with Ride, but also maybe last year, many months ago, TQQQ, which is some kind of higher risk index, but I think based on the NASDAQ. But he actually pulled out of that one. Now this can take months. He's 2, 3, 4 months to roll trades, buy new puts, pour more money into it by selling another put. So he's selling, I think it just got 10, and then But then like if he went from 21.50 cost basis when he got a sign, and then he sells another put for $10 and gets a sign, well now his cost basis is more like 15ish, which is I think what he did. He's trying to follow. It's not like totally parsed out. It's kind of buried into multiple other videos, but that is it's been very helpful to watch how he gets through that, and just the fact that he can get through something like that is amazing to me. But I don't think I would have bought Rye. I love EV stocks, but I even bought Workhorse, which dropped, but then kind of coming back now, so I'm actually positive again. Onto it. But like Rye, it's a small. They're not producing anything. It's a little risky to me. I mean, definitely do your own thing, but I might not have gotten into that one. I'm a little more conservative. So anyway, I don't want to make these videos go on too long. Just wanted to see if you guys like the video. Please give me a like and a comment. Obviously, my channel is in its infancy, and but I'd love to do more if you're interested in this sort of thing. As far as other programs I've tried, I did look into, what is it? The one that's all over the internet. Ross, help me out here. The day trading one. Anyway, I couldn't get it down. I tried it a few times. One day I made a mistake because I was just practicing with real money, and it was just like when we buy one or two shares, buy and sell one or two shares, and then I accidentally had it set for 100 shares. I bought 100 of this stock that just plummeted, and I'm hodling it, hoping someday it'll go back to the crazy levels it was. But that was a turn off, and just you really have to, like, it's pretty intense when everything's trading that fast. It made me wonder, do you need to get the same software that he has called Lightspeed, which, you know, it's such a hassle to move your account. I mean, if you just put some cash in, it's no big deal, but if you're trying to like move an IRA or something, it takes weeks. You have to kind of close out all your trades first, or it gets complicated. So the times I moved my accounts, it took me literally a month to get everything straight, you know, get papers in, and you know, whatever. And then, you know, do you even like that software to do that? So you can definitely try it out. I didn't get that far because I was like, let me prove that I can do this on Schwab or Schwim, and I wasn't consistently being profitable. At best, I was breaking even. But fortunately, just, you know, a stock or two here and there, and so, and then just the time commitment. I think, you know, even if you just did it an hour each morning, it's pretty high risk relatively. This, to me, the wheel strategy is pretty low risk. I mean, the worst case scenario is you're buying 100 shares of a company that you wouldn't mind owning anyway, and then, you know, most stocks end up going up eventually. You can also do these, what you call the rescue missions, where you sell more puts to lower your cost basis, which I've done with real stocks anyway. So it all makes sense, and you know, they always say with these options, it's the sellers of the options that make most of the money. Most options expire worthless, which means the people selling them are kind of like the house in a casino. You're the one usually getting the premium, and you can see on these, like the deltas tend to be, what I've seen so far, like 20, 30. So that means you're 70+% chance of not getting assigned. And then like this one, MU, I was like, well, I wouldn't be too upset if I got it signed, but then I thought maybe I could roll it, which means you buy back the put that is in the money, so that you're trying to avoid getting signed, and then you sell a new one that's a little further out in time, you usually get more premium for those, and then I was even able to lower the strike, so the stock would have to go, you know, $2.50 lower for me to be at risk this time. And then another thing I've always struggled with, I just learned from Markus the other day, is if you're not within a day or two of expiration on these options, then you're almost certainly not going to be assigned. So if they have a little bit of time left in them, so that's key. But anyway, I don't want to babble on too much. We can talk about a lot of this stuff in another video, but I wanted to just kind of lay it all out there in the intro and see if we get any good feedback. You guys have a great day. That's very quick.